Well, I'm late to the party because I don't know how long this is gonna last. Look at me, and all my rawness, and oh boy, and there we go. Let's try to tie it back. Get out of here. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to go live for. My computer, I tried earlier, my computer froze up. Then I tried again, and it was okay. And so I don't know if it's because it doesn't want me to have. Oh, what a mess! It doesn't want me to have one window. Anyways, I'm going to wait for 5 minutes because I've been up half the night in pain. Just got my coffee. I don't know how long this is going to last, this live stream, for a number of reasons. One being, I don't know why it keeps freezing up. So I'm only keeping the one window open. That's reason number one. Reason number two, I'm still suffering the pain thing. Even though I did sleep for an hour. Maybe a little bit more than an hour even. The old Archangel Michael music. Lulled me into a nice, peaceful, blissful hour and a half, I think. Yeah. So I tried live in the middle of the night. The first one, it froze like this. Why am I talking to nobody? If you're here, hello, I'm Gail. I usually do a nice early morning coffee chat where I've prepared. In this case, I haven't prepared. I don't know if my computer will work. I don't know if anybody's going to come and join me. So I'll give it 5 minutes or so and see. And if not, I'll start working my way through every minute of the day. Oh, how's your Sunday morning? I've already heard the ambulances and sirens out there, so it's not starting up really for some people. Well, let's see if I can get through today. Get through today. Last Sunday of the last Sunday of the year. Oh, I wonder if the Tony Marks band is going to be playing down there in Las Vegas at that place. The Other Me. That's a live stream usually from Las Vegas. When the Tony Marks band plays. I'd like to catch them today if they're going to be on a Sunday. I can't remember the name of that place where they play. I've been awake for about 5 minutes. So please give me a break here. What I'm thinking. The Fremont Street Experience in Las Vegas. Every Sunday we would watch him. I haven't from Through the Other Me's live stream, but I haven't watched it in a number of days. So I don't know if he's going to be playing there today or not. Nope. Oh, God, I'm glad I got to sleep. It's been hard having no sleep. What did I do yesterday? Can't even remember. There were lots of Emmerdale. We watched some movie. It was called Eye of the Devil. It was the very first movie Sharon Tate was in. Let me see if I can. One more window. One more window. Intro copy. There's quite a few. I noticed commercials at the beginning. As you get on, they get less and less. And all in all, it was a good movie. We did watch it to the end. It was one of those predictables, 1960s British psycho thriller horror movies. David Niven, Deborah Kerr, Donald Pleasance. Yeah, so if you're into older movies, there you go. Oh, I know what I did. I started my Valentine's playlist, where I'm going to be doing love songs of the 20th century, starting at 1925, 100 years ago. Because I like history and I like music, I put those together, and that's what you get. Well, I feel like a person that's had a rough night, because I am a person that's had a rough night. So I'm not sure what to do next. Well, I'm not sharing this on Facebook because I'm not sure if it's going to go through without any. I don't know what the freezing up is. Am I using too many resources, maybe? I don't know. I only had 3 or 4 pages open. But, I don't know what would be time to have a coffee chat. I guess Sunday morning and the last Sunday before New Year's Eve, in that pseudo week, That week doesn't really count for time and space. That's where we are. Nobody quite ever knows what day it is or what time it is or how many days is it to New Year's. Hi there, Isla. Oh, man, my last live stream. No, what happened was I was having a really, really bad pain episode. So I thought, well, it's 1:30 or 2 in the morning. Let's go live, and maybe somebody else is. And the thing froze up again. The screen froze up again like it did last time. So I don't know if something's going on with my my Chromebook, or if I have to just keep just one window open. Because, I usually have a lot of windows open. Maybe it was taking too many resources. Well, I'll try it out. I thought, well, I'll try it out this morning and see. Because it froze, and then, of course, even though it is 2 in the morning now, it's 2:30, I'm not going back to sleep. I got to try to fix this problem. And so what I did was went live again for another hour, and it worked okay. There was no problem, but then I just kept the one window open. And at one point I made a short to explain why I might not be here this morning. I made a short on my 2016 phone, one that's hooked to this YouTube. And I thought, well, I guess if worst comes to worst, I could always do it by the phone, but I have to find some way that I can't stand here and hold it for an hour. It's going to give me a sore arm. So I'm going to use one of those useless phrases, the phrase, needless to say, I've had very little sleep. In the end, what I did was I put on the headphones and some nice binaural beats, and that Archangel Michael calming music, and I managed to get probably maybe an hour and a half sleep. But I've been awake a total of 18 minutes, so I'm not prepared. My hair is crazier than usual. It was crazier when I took it out of the button for a moment. Oh, my coffee doesn't taste right today. It's coffee, but one of those off tough taste days. The beef stew. The beef stew was marvelous last night. It was good. It was good. It's nice to eat some solid food that agreed with me. Mm. We watched an old movie, The Eye of the Devil, last night, and I linked it up above. It's a good old 1960s black and white. Yeah. God, I can't remember if it was black and white. I think it was black and white. Yeah. Thriller, horror, psychological drama type movie with David Niven, Deborah Kerr, introducing Sharon Tate, Donald Pleasance. It's kind of predictable. It kind of reminded me of that one that Stanley Kubrick made with Tom Cruise and his wife there. Her name, Nicole Kidman. Kind of reminds me of that. In fact, kind of a ripoff of that. Mind you, I didn't care for that movie. I was kind of disappointed as Kubrick as a director in that one. I did that yesterday. Oh, I'm up to the 1960 in my Valentine's Day 20th Century Countdown Love Song playlist. That's interesting to see the love song evolve through the years. And that may have been my day yesterday. Still super bad pain day yesterday. It was a bad day yesterday. Frustrating day. When pain days become frustrating days because there's nothing you can do about it and you're tired of burdening yourself upon everyone because it becomes your life. So, which was why I was awake all night. My morning breakfast of champions. But I managed to get through. Let's see, what got me through it last night? I think it was the binaural beats in the end. I had my cuddle toy. I had everything out. The cuddle toy, my comfy blankie. Today I don't think it's a holiday for anything. I don't think we're celebrating anything. I can't promote anything. Getting ready for New Year's Eve, so I'm going to promote that New Year's Eve playlist countdown I have. I got my calendar yesterday, came in the mail, full of quirky and cute holidays. So hopefully there's some more in there that I can fill up days like today where I can't promote anything. I don't think today is anything. It's the 29th. I can't even look. If I look at my web page, I might end up crashing myself. But I'm sure it's a holiday somewhere. Or at the very least, someone's birthday. Do you have any plans today, Isla? I mean, if you've got plans, you got more than what I got. I want to be more love songs and more Emmerdale around here. But I'm awfully tired. No problem. I try to nap in the daytime. I'm going to try to do that. But I just have a problem with sleeping in the daytime. I did go to sleep quite early. But that's no excuse for pain. Oh, yeah, it was a nerve pain one last night, so hard to escape that. I really don't have that much to talk about. First of all, didn't do anything but watch that movie. Got a few other movies. Movie Head, featuring the Monkees, and crap, I don't want that. The days of the, oh, no. The days of the week. Oh, that looks like a movie that somebody did as Second City did as a parody of soap operas. The Days of Our Lives. I got those some reason bookmarked. I do not know why. Ida says I have a home care coming today. I was thinking of doing a live stream on New Year's Day, but Haven't decided yet. Well, if I tell you if we can keep this Chromebook working. I mean, I still have a laptop. The problem is I want to use the laptop for live streaming. It's just, I want people to live stream, but you might not be able to see me. You can be able to hear me, but not first thing in the morning because I have to speak loudly and I don't want to disturb my neighbors. And New Year's and my life is up again. Well, I went and ordered. I wish I could. I went and added a Chromebook to my Amazon wish list. It's some kind benefactor ever stop by and say, "Oh, this girl needs a Chromebook to continue working." Because I think maybe this one's 5 years old and she's just getting old. And can you expect? I worked like crazy. Got such a good deal on this one. It seems like everything has gone up so much. It seems like Chromebooks are twice as much. I think we paid $120 or something. Excuse me, mind you, it was like the end of a line, clear out type thing, but now they're $300 and something. What did I look at? Yeah, I looked yesterday. I was checking my links for Pizza Week. Pizza Week is coming up. And there's a link to a outdoor pizza oven, $780 for an outdoor pizza oven that runs on wood chips. You must really, really love your pizza. That are really trying to impress your neighbors. Because I did order a lot of pizzas for $800. But it's like, yeah, these gadgets, the prices they've gone out of control. They surely have. Well, I tried doing the chat in the middle of the night because I wanted to test this to make sure it didn't freeze up again. And I only had one person come in they said they're from the Ukraine, but I kind of doubt they were from the Ukraine. Because, me and my investigative, that's who I am, right? I did click on to see who this person was, and it didn't look like they were from the Ukraine. Of course, first thing they asked you if you do OnlyFans. I said, look, dear, I'm 67 years old. Thanks for the compliment, but no, I don't do OnlyFans. Besides, I don't think you'd even want to go there. Jesus. Is that what happens? This is what everything comes down to, eh? Yeah, you can't be treated like a person online. You have to be treated like an object there to entertain. Well, I hope I'm entertaining, but I'm not one of. I think I'm far past the OnlyFans. Not only I'm far past the OnlyFans thing. It's really not something I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even go there because what that all is basically I don't know for sure. So it's pretty well in my imagination. But I thought that was quite funny. Like really. I do stop by and watch other people's lives, and that's crazy how disrespectful a person can be to a person just because they decide to put their life or themselves on camera. It really is. I don't know what's made people so awful. I really don't. Whatever happened to kindness? It's just a crazy world we're living in. Yeah, so I try to get the conversation going. Talk about the war in Ukraine or whatever. Since I'm living in Ukraine, but I didn't get much further. They did ask what time I usually come on. I did tell them, so maybe they'll come back. But also, I had a hard time pronouncing their name. I couldn't even tell you what it is right now. But that's one of my things. I have a hard time pronouncing words or regular words. And I had a hard time pronouncing. So maybe I pronounced the name wrong, and I made the person feel disrespected too. I'm sorry if I did. But yeah, I guess we use this coffee. I'll probably just go and catch up. I saw, Tanya's got a new blog up. Elizabeth Veronica's got a new blog up. So I'll catch up on those this morning. And then I have absolutely no plans. I'm not going to even think about creating new content. I mean, I haven't been able to create new content for weeks anyways, but I'm not going to, like for the website, I'm not going to even think about it until the new year. Well, maybe I'll think about it, but I'm not going to try doing it. But today, my plan is just trying to feel as normal as I can. Well, but I'll be adding on, I think, to that Valentine's playlist, which is down is linked down. Is no, it's not linked. It's in my playlists. If you're interested, it's a love song. I think I've made it up to 1960. So this is where it should start getting more interesting, more of the music that I'm accustomed to. I don't know what the temperature is outside. My window. I usually sleep with my window open. It's not open, and it was a little chilly when I woke up at 5:05. So I guess it is cold out. Let's see, I haven't paid attention to the news, so I can't share anything there. I have been trying to go all during the day and see people that are going live and what their conversations and topics are about. And either I'm on the wrong channel or nobody's going live because it's so hard to find anybody. Oh, there's got to be more people going live than just the one or two that are showing up for me. What are people talking about? What are people interested in? I guess they're talking about the holidays now. But it seems a lot of it's like, oh, well, what do you do for a living? Well, why don't you work? Are you just doing this for money? And it's most the ones I was hearing that yesterday. Oh, the woman wasn't even near anywhere getting monetized. It's not everybody. Why do people think people get rich off of working off the internet? I mean, putting up 35 years. Make nothing. I mean, very, very few make money off any of these things. Besides, nobody goes and asks other people, why do you make your money or how do you make your money? It's just kind of rude. But yeah, it's so hard to find. Maybe people are all going live at 5, and that's why I'm like 5 my time. Maybe that's why I'm missing them. I noticed that Boston Brooke, because she's pretty well live all the time. But I mean, she's just going about her day, putting on her makeup and doing her hair and chatting away. And it seemed like some of the people that were there, that maybe they were there because they were lonely. But then I went on Elizabeth Veronica. I wanted her. She did just a quick live last night, but it was just minutes. And I was only in there minutes, and there was 250 people piling in there, and everybody talking at once. And like her, I guess, clock is she's just a single mom trying to make it in life, a regular person. Just like me. I'm not a single mom anymore or any of that stuff, but it's so hard to understand. Where are all the people? Boy, yeah. I was just starting to get it together with this too, all the stuff that I wanted to talk about, what I'd done. I didn't do anything yesterday. Let's see, last night I tried to sleep. Actually, what I was hoping last night, like I know I can't be the only person lying awake at night in so much just pain, and you're trying, and I thought, well, it's the worst thing about being in pain is about being being lonely and in pain. So maybe somebody else is going through the same thing and they can come in and we can share our coping mechanisms. Because although I started the session in quite a bit of pain, by the time my computer screen froze, I had pretty well worked it out. And I think that I was talking about that, how I had used the combination of I was breathing. I'd gotten down to the, when it's very intense, you use what I do is this is exactly where it froze up, so get ready. I breathe all this pain and anxiety and everything in, and then I blow it out. And when I blow it out, I imagine this big, black, tarry cloud of soot. And that's all the pain, all the anxiety and everything, and I'm just pushing it out. So as I was explaining this last night, it all froze. I don't know if that thing ever got posted, because just because my computer froze, for some reason, it mean I didn't stop broadcasting, because it said I still was. I don't know if that got posted or not. So he says, my friend Helm, that's what we were talking about yesterday, when it froze yesterday. My friend Helmer, whose son Renee, was it Helmer we were talking about? No, I can't remember. My son's Helmer's, sorry, my friend, I'm a little asleep here. I says, try again. My friend Helmer, whose son Renee passed away, heard the spirit talker say unexpected death on the live stream. Knew that was a message from his son, as his son's death was unexpected. Yeah. Do you think that maybe that he was more worried about his dad not knowing? You know what I mean? I think the thing I got with Arthur was he was more worried about the not knowing if all this unfinished business got straightened out, and that he was more worried about the getting things straightened out. I don't know. I know so little about these things. I tried to do that. Also, I tried to do that Russian gypsy fortune telling card yesterday. Just so superficial. Basically, it told me that someone's talking behind my back, but I'm protected. And the plans that I had for next year probably aren't going to materialize the way that I want them to. Which, is probably a good chance of that anyways. Someone's talking behind my back. I don't really care. Okay. Isla says, yes, Helmer was wondering why. Okay, why his son died suddenly. So that's what I'm thinking. It's that because this is something in order to be at peace with themselves in the spirit world, they just have to know that who they look behind has an understanding of how it of any missing pieces, so that they can so they can I don't know, move forward or do whatever they do. I don't know what spirits do. Do they move to different realms? Do they have to get this stuff figured out to move? See, I know very, very little. I'm not, I know like probably not even 1% I'm talking about here. And again, let's get this coffee inside of us. Oh, we've gone 29 minutes. We haven't frozen yet. Oh, maybe it's just the idea of keeping just the one window open, which is I'll just have to change. I'll just have to figure something out except for sharing links. Maybe I'll just have to either add them all beforehand or after. Because if I come in here knowing what I'm going to talk about, it'll be beforehand. Who knows? It just seems like when have I ever been able to do something smoothly? And we all have technical difficulties. What I talked about in that light one, when I came back when I wanted to see if it would work, so I wanted to keep it going, is that For some reason for me, and I don't know, is it because I'm autistic or what? A little tiny a little problem is like a world is like a national security thing or a national disaster thing for me. It's like it's not just it's like okay, my computer froze. I can't live stream. Everything's gonna pull apart. I know that's not true. It's just where my brain goes. Okay, Ida says, everyone, I sent the lives to enjoy the communication with you and Arthur on the live stream. That was just so wild, man. Because I wasn't, I definitely wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting even to be on the live stream. Never mind. Have a friendly visit from my neighbor, but I think he just hang out upstairs. So excuse me. Yeah, I kind of like my own private space here myself. Yeah. Yeah, that I don't know. I didn't know how I'm gonna sneeze. I can hear it coming. Like I've never really experienced anything like that. So is that how like the way things were with me and Arthur? Is that like the usual way of things? Or they usually um was I mean, yeah, it was pretty pretty smooth and natural type thing. It was really weird. I can't put it into words. But Arthur. I don't dare say anything to her upstairs. I thought about it. I don't even want to get that going because she already thinks that I got a. She thinks being autistic means you're mentally deficient. What's it called? I have an intellectual disability because of my autism. So she might think that this is some kind of ploy I'm pulling on her with my autism or whatever. I thought about it. I don't think it would do any good for her. I mean, obviously he's still hanging around up there. And that's really all she needs. I guess. I don't know. I do know. Oh, okay. Ida says, it was great having you on a live stream. I would like to you on again and share paranormal stories. Yeah, the Hawaiian stories. What I'm going to have to do is write. There's so many of the Hawaiian stories. I get it. It's just a natural. These things that happen naturally as they happen. And I really hadn't learned much about the Hawaiian culture too much when they first started happening. As it went on, of course, I knew more. But yeah, there were so many of them. I have to write them down. I mean, never for a second did I question. I tell you the mystical atmosphere of the Big On. Oh my! Right now, the Kilauea, Madame Pele is dancing. She's filling up Kilauea again. Being very active. I'll probably pop in there and watch that for a while. I'd love to go to the volcano. It's the one place that just pulled you there. You really do feel the Hawaiians. They have a god for everything. Um, everything in the land. It's just really good to. A lot of people respect it. I mean, you're not going to deface your god, right? You're not going to do that. But yeah, we've got quite a few Hawaiian stories. And of course, you're always expecting them there. It's interesting how many cultures will share very, very similar stories. That's why you got to wonder about, when you think about the spirit world and things that not everybody understands. I certainly don't understand. Is the similarities around the world in the different cultural stories. Folk stories are basically, word of mouth history passed on through the ages. And the similarities in the stories, there's got to be something, some common thread. some common thread that needs to tie this world together again. It's just going into 2025. I don't know. I think we could all use a little bit of spiritual help there. You know, the fact that the Red Hats, they use spirituality and religion, but they use it to control. They do it in a negative way. They do it to bring fear and control. I just think that's all wrong. I mean, you know, like even with the spirit world of ghosts or whatever, it's all fear and control. By fear and control, everything's got to be fear and control. I say, here we are. We got front row seats for the old circus down south. Going to start in a couple of weeks. Ooh, I can hear my dog. I can hear Miles. Little pitter patter of big dog feet on the floor. You know, he comes from a litter of where meant to be silver labs. Then some people don't even consider them Labrador retrievers because of their color. Word is somewhere, I don't know, the Weimerheimers were bred into them at some point or whatever. But in a litter, let's say of 10, maybe one will turn silver, and maybe a couple will be charcoal, and the rest will be black, and they're the unwanted ones. They're the sacrificial portion of the litter, which is how we got Miles. But other than his shedding, I'm glad I don't want a silver. I would like a silver, which was more white, because boy, I'm telling you, that black hair, holy moly! It just seems like anything porcelain, such as a toilet or sink, that is like a magnet for black Labrador Retriever hair. I was thinking, oh, we should have got the silver one. I just joke with him. We should have got the silver one because she was a girl. I'm happy we have him. He's our boy, meant to be our dog. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that you have 10 puppies. If 3 of them turn out to be silver and charcoal, the rest are to be destroyed after a certain age because they're too expensive to take care of. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Oh, see, I can't think about things like that. I take them far too personally. No, I can hear toast being made. It must be Miles' toast time. Water running out. Must be tea time. Tea, because I know my husband ran out of his coffee. He drinks a different coffee. He drinks that fake coffee stuff. I don't even know what it is. Chicory or something. I don't know. And in his shopping frenzy, he forgot to buy it the other day. So tea. I think he forgot to buy tea too, though. It'll be a trip to the store before New Year's, that's for sure. But Miles must have his toast in the morning. It's like a ritual thing. Cutting the little soldiers, little squares. Oh, we spoil that boy. Mind you, we do spoil our dogs. Our dogs are babies. Yeah. Yeah. I did go in and look into that Hawaiian stories. I had so many books on Hawaiian culture and that, but I couldn't bring everything with me when I moved. I wish I had. I still do have a few, but and of course everything's on the internet now. Anything you want to learn? Every time I think of ordering myself a book, I think that, except for the journal, because I like to have it. I like the idea. It's quite comforting. Actually, journaling sometimes it helps you work things out. But at least I haven't opened up my calendar yet, but it's full of quirky holidays and like Resting beach face. Listen, of course, remember that one because it's funny. I noticed it did have some holidays that I already covered, like Dragon Appreciation Day, but it has ones I haven't done yet, so that'd be okay. Maybe I'll try some more lives today. I don't know. See, I want to be able to participate, but the problem is I'll put them on the laptop on the big TV, and I can't type from there because I'm usually doing something else on this computer, like my stats or I had a few new countries yesterday. I can't remember what they were. I think one was Bulgaria. I mean, new for the month. I've had Bulgaria before. One was Bulgaria. Can't remember what the other one was. So, yes. Come on, Bulgaria. How could there be so many millions of people on the internet? It's so hard to find them. Universal question, that one. I can hear the toast cooking. Well, it seems like this is working okay now, but I'm awfully tired. So I think I'm going to pop off right now. And hopefully be back tomorrow with a plan and have been awake more than 5 minutes before I pop on here. Who knows? If you're ever awake in the middle of the night and I'm having pain, you might find me on here too. This says, Miles is so sweet. I heard over the holidays that my retired service dog Wendy. Oh, I'm glad because you were concerned about her. People don't understand the relationship you have with a service dog, or even an emotional companion dog, and that. Boy, it's almost like you're getting into the brains. Anyways, I am 13 years old. Yeah, that's 1 year younger than Lucy was. Lucy would be 15. Should be 16 in April. Yeah, all my dogs. Two dogs born in April. So I'm gonna pop off now. So you have a fabulous, wonderful Sunday. Hey, and if you want to have some fun, check out later. I'll put a link to you if he's going to be on. But The Other Me, which is a blogger from Las Vegas, every Sunday, usually, I don't know if it's today, most Sundays, he does a live broadcast of the Tony Marks Band from Fremont Street in Las Vegas. It's always so much. If you like to watch people, oh my gosh, it's a people watching place. So if he comes on, I'll send you a link and a message to you on Facebook right away. But I'm gonna try to get myself together here for the day, and you have a super day, and I'm gonna do my best to do the same. Thanks again for coming by. Sorry I was late, and I'm sorry I'm leaving a bit early, but that's the way it is. Some days are better.